What's going on? This is another episode of the Hired Podcast. It's your host, Hung Nasty. I had the pleasure of bringing on my longtime friend, my brother in arms. We've done a lot of work in the trenches from day one, from before Prop 64, Prop 215 days. My longtime brother, my local friend here, Big J. Jay, founder of the FarmersCup. Here we go.
Hey, thanks for having me on, Hung. Appreciate you, man. Been trying to work with Hired Podcast for a minute now. I'm glad to see you guys are doing your thing, man. Appreciate the invite on this.
Thank you. Yeah, you were one of the first people I considered when we started doing this. So, what are you smoking on there?
I got a hash hole. This one is a super boof hash hole. I don't know what kind of rosin, but I know the flower is super boof. Shit is smoking, man. What are you smoking on?
Brought to you by Weedwoods. This, that shit. Shout out to my boy Lev.
Yeah, what's up, Lev? They just took a trophy home. I don't know if it was for the Dis That Shit, but it was for their hash infused one from the FarmersCup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I mentioned earlier, this is my longtime friend Jay. I've known you for an embarrassing amount of time now.
Yeah, it's been a while, man.
So I know you very well, but our audience might not know you very well. So why don't you let us know a little bit about your upbringing, your background, what took place that led you to where you are today?
Yeah, for sure. So born and raised here in San Diego. Mainly like East County, Spring Valley, El Cajon, most recently Mira Mesa. Just did the San Diego thing, started smoking weed around 15, 16 years old. That's when I realized that the plant was for me. Most recently, this passion from the weed and the cannabis has grown into more than just a recreational thing, more than just getting high. Bringing people together. It's medicine. It's God's gift to us. So I'm just fully embracing it, man. There was a time when I was afraid to even spark up or tell people that I was interested in cannabis, but now I just fully leaned into it. I feel like this is the path that my whole life is leading up to, and I'm just happy to be sitting down smoking weed with my brother with you, man.
Yeah, same here, man. Like, kind of alongside with you when everything started progressing, I started leaning into it more as well. But anything specific? Like, how did you get your start in the cannabis industry?
Yeah, so like I said, I first started.
What's your origin story?
Yeah, for sure. So origin story, man. Like I said, just smoking it recreationally got me high. Me and my homies, we loved smoking it. We ditched school, smoked this and that. But as I further, pursued the passion, I realized, this corporate life ain't for me. I was working a corporate collection job at the time. I was a cook before that. I was doing some other stuff, making okay money, but it wasn't my passion, man. I wasn't having fun with it, man. I wasn't. I went home at the end of the day and I didn't feel good. I started to do that, and then I started realizing that at the time this was pre-Prop 64. So for all the older folks out there, I hate to even age myself like that, but Prop 215 was the first, legal law that put California aside for legal cannabis. At the time, at first, it was just people growing for medicinal reasons, but it turned into a business, and I started to realize, damn, I can make a little bit of bread actually working with cannabis, doing what I love to do, and still pay my bills with it. At the same time, make people happy. You're not hurting people. You're not talking down to people. You're not, getting them for this and that and anything that's weird corporate shit. It was mostly just helping people out, people looking for certain things, filling orders, growing, farming, just connecting with stuff like that. And then that's kind of when I realized, that's for me. I did leave out a big part, though. I had some family members around when I was 16, 17 that unfortunately passed away from cancer. And, after they passed away, I was looking more into it, Googling, trying to learn about cannabis. And I realized, damn, this plant is not just for getting high. We can actually cure cancer. Like, at the very least, if I would have known about that, I feel like we could have got the cannabis to our family members, and it would have at least eased their pain. Or maybe it would have cured them on that. But I didn't know any of that at the time, and I just started looking more into it. And I realized they're really suppressing our fucking... they're just suppressing a lot of good stuff. And I say them, I mean, the government, the people in power. They're trying to hold us down. They're holding back the education. Cannabis just got into a phase 3 down to, it's not on the federal government level. It was a phase 1 drug, and now it's a phase 3. So we know they've been lying to us the whole time about this. They've been locking brothers up for this. There's people in jail right now for cannabis, and we're sitting here smoking openly in the business with licenses and shit now. but there's people still in jail. So it's a whole lot of stuff they're covering up. And I saw right through it, and I just went from there, and I fully leaned into it. I figured, hey, if I can pursue my passion and help people at the same time and bring our community together after that, it's a win-win situation, man. So yeah, that was a whole lot, but that's kind of the long
Yeah,
story
right
short.
on, man. So like,
Yeah.
it pretty much just went from a hobby to a passion to a profession for you, then, huh? Just went through all the different phases.
Yeah, yeah.
Now we're
it's
getting into more activist stuff,
exactly.
more outreach to like
Yeah, it's deep.
beneficial, like non-profit type thing.
Nonprofit thing. Yeah, there's a lot of community work. There's a lot of education that needs to be done still. The fight is never over with this stuff. You know, we're trying to destigmatize a plant that people have considered evil and a drug for hundreds of years, probably something like that. Maybe not hundreds, but
So we just had a recent Farmers Cup
Yeah.
award ceremony, which was pretty wild. We'll get into that. We'll get into that shortly. But it wasn't always the Farmers Cup, right?
no, it started off.
Start off with something. So what? So let's
yeah.
start off with where did the concept for cannabis events? When did that start? When did that become a thing? Was it like a aha moment? Was it like a progression? Where did the cannabis event thing come from? And then
love
how did
these
we
questions,
get that to like where we are now, working with so many different brands and bringing on bigger things?
Yeah. So that's a great question. So, back in the day, these events were basically outlawed. You could not go to an event without risking, the laws coming in and getting raided. To be quite honest, and at the time, people were just barely getting used to the fact that you can have cannabis legally. So the event
You're
started
talking
off
Prop 215 days.
in the Prop 215
So how long
days.
ago was that? Would you say?
That was from 1996 to 2017. Yeah, so it ended in 2017. 2018 is when Prop 64 took place, which is recreational use. So Prop 215 is basically a medicinal law. So it basically said that cannabis is considered a medicine in California, and we give these certain people rights to have collectives and get this medicine to the people. So that empowered us, I say us, the people who were getting people medicine to grow it, to manufacture it. I mean, it was a wild time. I mean, they talk about the golden days. Like I want to say that those were like what I remember. Those were just the awesome times. Like you could literally manufacture, grow, and do everything for the community, get it tested and everything. And
So then
go
how
straight
did that
to the
lead
consumer.
to? So then how did that lead to the event? To events.
So at the time, we were just trying to connect a whole bunch of people. We realized we were growing. We were doing a whole bunch of other things, trying to fill a whole bunch of orders, helping people in the meantime, trying to figure out how to do a collective, which is a delivery service at the time. And we realized real quick we couldn't fulfill all the orders. We had a lot of people calling us for medicine that we couldn't make. It was just too much for us. We're a small little company, so we finally figured out let's do something for the people. Let's connect the 5-10 growers I know, including us, and the 5-10 other businesses. Let's invite them to this warehouse, and let's have basically a farmer's market. And we called it the San Diego Cannabis Farmers Market. So this little idea turned into something we pulled the trigger on, and we rented out the back of it was a woodworking place. It was like a little warehouse. So we had about 10, 15 brands there. We all basically invited everybody that we knew. It was a hit. We had like 300-400 people come out. We couldn't fucking believe it. And then we just went from there. The next 2-3 months, we did another one. The next 3 months, we did another one. And we just kept on going and going and going.
This is the San Diego Cannabis Farmers Market.
It was
from
called
back in the day.
Yeah, it's called the San Diego
I
Cannabis
remember those
Farmers
events.
Market. Yeah, man. And the first few, we didn't have the competition. So the evolution from the San Diego Cannabis Farmers Market to the FarmersCup was really we wanted to do more than just have people come through and listen to music and smoke and see what their favorite herb was. We started to add a competition. There was so much good stuff at the time, so diverse stuff at the time. People were coming out the woodworks with edibles and concentrates and BHO at the time and just wild different kinds of strains. So we were like, look, fuck it, let's make a competition. Who got the best? And it was just kind of an idea. We went to a few other competitions at the time. Chalices, the high times back then, they were just so popping. And there wasn't nothing going on like that in San Diego at all.
Ganja Galaxy, remember that one?
Yeah. This was a little bit after that. Yeah, shout out Ganja Galaxy, Ramin and them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we started
you
doing
started a
those.
competition?
So we did a competition. So it was just like a small part of the event. But eventually it just got so damn popular. People love the basic concept. You can go from table to table and try 15, 20 different kinds of
Live judging.
live judging. We had live judging back then.
How did you tabulate the results?
Oh, it was hard, bro. Man, we were judging too at
I
the
hardly
same
remember.
time.
It was like such a
We
blur.
we basically had just a piece of paper that people wrote down stuff, and it was like 1 through 5, blah blah. So we had to go in the back after it and announce the winners like right away, which was so fun, man. Like that was the funnest, honestly. Like that was the funnest judging experience that we've ever had, because live judging was all we knew. But now we do a different. We had to change it up because of just the laws. Prop 64 changed everything. So there never used to be licensed companies, and people like to call black market companies or traditional, whatever you want to call it. But it was all one thing. Everybody was on the same page.
Right.
Half of a lot of the guys that are still around, a lot of the big dispensaries, they were even operating back then. So everything was like black market, if you want to say, pre Prop 64. Now after Prop 64, we had to change it up just because they made a certain way to do it.
And then we had COVID, right?
Yeah, and then right after that, COVID hit. So basically, we had to shut down, and we shut down for a little bit just to kind of refigure it out. And
So it was like a double whammy. You had the Prop 64 just happened.
yeah,
So nobody knew what was going on in the current state of cannabis with Prop 215.
it was murky waters to navigate.
And then right after Prop 64, COVID hit, pandemic,
Yeah,
everybody staying inside.
yeah, we did change it up a little bit.
So what happened from there?
Yeah, we did like a job fair, actually a few job fairs, which were really successful. We got a whole bunch of people jobs. We knew the industry was fresh and spurring, so we invited all the licensed guys. We invited all the lawyers. We invited all the ancillary companies, like, because cannabis is not just about growing weed anymore. Like, there are insurance companies and all kinds of companies that do lawyers, and just it's a lot. It's a lot of moving parts. So at the time where everybody was trying to figure it out, and we were kind of the same concept. Let's connect the industry with the community, even with the the culture, and try to just bring it together. So we did a few job fairs, we did a few networking events, and then we finally realized, like after COVID went on, like, yo, we got to do something, or we're gonna, we're probably gonna not survive as a business and as an event. So we quickly called our good friend Kelly. Shout out to Kelly. She's our attorney for a long time now, cannabis attorney. Shout out Kelly Hayes.
Magician.
Yeah, she loved what we were doing at the time, and so she still does. But she loved what we were doing, and we were like, hey, we got to figure this out. How are we going to do this legally? We don't want to get anybody in trouble. We're one thing to get in trouble. We don't want to get in trouble either, but we just didn't want anybody involved with our event to get in trouble, and that's the only way we were going to grow. You know what I'm saying? So like, how are we going to bring this to as many people as possible? The grandma that just went home from her bingo class, to the 21-year-old that just turned 21 and he wants to go experience a badass event. Like,
Move
we
to
want
California.
Yeah, we want to involve everybody. So our events now are 21 plus. It's a private event. It's all the competition is through the dispensaries. We also have a home grow competition, and then we gather for an award ceremony that basically celebrates all that.
And that's the Farmers Cup.
That's the Farmers
Right?
Cup. Yeah.
Farmers being from the legacy event, San Diego Cannabis Farmers Market.
Yeah.
Keep that touch on there.
Definitely, man. And we've expanded a little bit out of San Diego. There's, we've had some entries from all the way in Chicago.
Yeah. So what are we up to now? Like how many? Like on average, what do you think? How many different brands are competing?
Oh man,
How big are these judges' kits getting?
It was crazy. Our last 421 about a month ago or
Right.
less.
420 edition.
420 edition.
The award ceremony was on the 18th.
On the 18th. We had over 150 entries. I couldn't believe it. The flower came out the strongest. There was, I think, almost 65, 75 entries plus. And then, this is the big one. 420 is the big one, so we involved everything. Concentrates, rosin, vapes, just everything. There's a lot of stuff on the market. Yeah, so we want to, give everybody equal play. And there's just so many different products, so.
So we've been through a lot of events. You've been through a lot of events. You've seen a lot of stuff happening, in the production, behind the scenes.
Yeah, man.
What would you let's paint the perfect event. Like, what's the perfect scenario right now? What's gonna make the Farmers Cup just?
Oh, well.
Well, okay, so we had the 420 edition, right, which was
Yeah.
wild. Let's recap that real quick. So
Okay, yeah. So the 420 edition, man, it was awesome. We invited some NorCal brands to come through, and we had people drive and fly 12 hours away from Humboldt County, Trinity County, the Emerald Triangle area. It was an awesome thing to see our NorCal brothers and sisters make the trek down here. Usually we're making the trek up there to do events, and shout out to NorCal and everybody that came down for the Emerald Triangle. They did an awesome educational panel, which honestly is very important. We always try to make our events have some kind of education on it or base it on education, because honestly, we're all learning about this stuff. Even me, I've been in this thing for so damn long, but I'm still learning every day. Cannabis, there's so much, to learn. We also had the Loonies come out, which was super dope.
Loonies, I got
yeah,
5 on it.
yeah. Shout out to Yuck Mouse. Shout out to Cuzzo Fly. They came through, man. And they're super cool, super cool. They did the big I got 5 on it performance. Firsthand. You rolled the pound joint, or what was it?
Yeah,
half pound joint. Yeah,
Yeah,
on
that was
stage.
probably one of the biggest ones that we've had.
Yeah, yeah, that was great, man.
Can only find it at FarmersCup.
Yeah, come to our events.
So we had
experience it.
Loonies next, or we had Loonies in the last one. So we,
Yep.
you got to match it or go bigger on the next one, right?
That's the part. Yeah,
So where do you see the
that's
Farmers
tough part,
Cup
right?
going in the future here? Like, what do we have to look forward to this summer?
Well, we're gonna keep on going steady with what we normally do, but we do have a couple collaborations we're thinking about doing. We're looking to Vista to possibly do maybe a Farmers Cup in Vista. Vista just legalized events for recreational use, which means that we can get an actual permit in Vista.
Shout out to Joe Green,
Yeah,
Councilman
shout
Joe
out,
Green,
shout
making
out.
that happen.
Yeah, Joe Green, man.
Measure D.
Measure D. Let's hit
Measure
this
D.
joint for Measure D. Vista,
Yeah,
man.
we didn't
Joe
make that
Green.
contagious.
Yeah.
So Vista's looking like a good spot in the near future here.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's amazing. We haven't had anywhere in the San Diego vicinity or even beyond to actually do events. Legally
Would
licensed.
you say that's been the biggest challenge? Was
I would say, yeah, and when I say
legislation.
that, just so the viewers understand, like, we do events, but we have a certain guideline that we have to do, and we can't do certain things. If it's a permitted event by the city, now that we're reaching the more public stand. Now we're talking about stuff we can actually advertise to the public. We can actually involve the city. We can actually involve hotels. We can actually involve and just make our events bigger. So that's what I mean by that. And that's what we're looking to do in Vista, is to just bring the first biggest event to the San Diego community and the Vista NorCal community, and have it be a licensed, safe, big, huge thing that we can all experience. Publicized from here to there. Yep.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So
But in the
it's
near
pretty
future,
exciting.
we got the next event coming up, which is
We're on 710.
the 710 edition is coming up. That's
Yeah.
it's concentrate only, right? So for those of you who don't know out there, what does 710 mean?
So that's oil spelled backwards. If you look at 710, you flip it around, it's oil, and oil is like a concentrate holiday. So 710 is a concentrate holiday. We're celebrating the cannabis culture around
Talking about wax,
hash,
dabbing.
wax, dabbing, exactly.
Infused products.
Infused products. So 420 is a holiday everybody knows, but 710 is like the concentrate holiday equal to 420. So yeah, for the competition, we're gonna do best rosin, best infused pre-roll, best what
Resin
else?
as well.
Live resin, all kinds of stuff. It's gonna be quite a blast. So all you dabbers out there, look out.
So how does one get involved with the Farmers Cup? As a consumer, as a brand, as an industry startup, as an auxiliary cannabis company? How does one become a part of the Farmers Cup? How do we get on the farm?
Well, you either hit our email up, you can call us, you can text us. If you know one of us, feel free to just ask. We want you to be a part of our event. They can give us on IG, DM us. But basically, if you're in the cannabis industry, or even if you're not in the cannabis industry, this is an open invitation for you. You can come and be a part of it. It doesn't necessarily need to be a competition base, because we do a lot more than the competition. We want to make sure that we're networking you to them, to us. And we have this circle that we want to connect. So to answer your question, get a hold of me. Get a hold of info@farmerscupofficial.com, or get a hold of you, Hung, too. I mean, you're part of the team as well.
Oh, yeah, long time
You wear a
member
lot of hats,
of the Farmers
guy.
Cup production team.
Yeah,
It's been fun.
yeah, yep.
So we got the 710 coming up. whether you're a cannabis brand, licensed cannabis brand, whether you're a home grower, whether you're some sort of head shop, holistic health product type brand, you can get involved. We have space for you at the Farmers Cup in many ways. Like, so competitor.
Yeah.
You can be an exhibitor. Am I missing anything?
Sponsors. So think of our event like two different things. The competition is one thing, and then after that, we gather for the competition for our live award sesh event. So, yeah, we have exhibitor space available, sponsorship spots available. We're even doing some cannabis collaborations with a few different cultivators. We do have our flower on the market right now.
Yeah, let's get into that real quick. You got the farmers. So on top of the event now, you evolved into the Farmers Cup cannabis brand.
Yeah, so it was just something that came naturally, to be honest, and we all started with growing the plant, and we just went right back to our roots. We found the fucking greatest team to work with. Shout out to Sean over there at Cal Prime. Shout out to Ray and Jason.
Cal Prime Cultivation. Sean the Magician, man, the Willy Wonka over there, man.
Yeah, man. So
we'll get some content out there pretty soon.
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna go out there and check out the grow here in a little bit. So we got our Prime Donnie Burger.
Yeah, you mentioned some collaborations also.
Yeah, we have our own cultivation that we've been putting out some crazy flavors. We're working on some new flavors pretty soon here too. We're gonna release some Papa Burger. Shout out to California Seedbag Brett. He's over there doing some crazy breeding. He's the founder and the breeder of the Donnie Burger that we have. We pheno hunted this one. The other collaborations we got we're pretty excited about too. So we're starting to do something called the Winner's Circle. And the Winner's Circle is basically a collaboration with the brands who have won in the past our Farmers Cup. And what we do is we're going to do put the label of the Farmers Cup on them, put a winner's circle, and basically present this to the public in retail shops. So we also have our herb, and we are doing our first collaboration with the pink lemonade from Float Genetics. This one is like
pink limeade?
Yeah, pink limeade. There it is. Yeah, so you can find this at Buzz Cannabis right now. We did the first release there. We also have the Roadkill, which we just released like today.
That's an OG, right?
Yeah, OG. Finally we got an OG in our stable. Yeah.
Farmers Cup OG launch, the Roadkill OG.
Roadkill OG, cultivated by.
Is that available
Genetics.
now?
It's available at Golden State Greens.
Golden State Greens.
Yeah, we did the drop this morning.
Just this morning. Those are fresh, hot off the press.
Right hot off that. Shout out to BTC, our distro partners, keeping everything fresh in the jar. Yeah, but that's what we've been doing on the cultivation side, man, and the events. We're just.
So we got a Farmers Cup event, Farmers Cup the brand.
Yeah.
Farmers Cup, pretty much almost consultation. If you have any type of questions or anything regarding cannabis, I mean, we're kind of the people to reach out to, right?
Yeah, we encourage you. Please, you reach out to us. There's a lot of new, exciting things coming down for cannabis in the industry and even in the business.
So, being in the industry for as long as you have, Jay, and I've witnessed a lot of those years. What would you say is like still the most ongoing struggle in the industry? Like if we're coaching somebody getting started in the cannabis industry, what would be like some words of wisdom from somebody who's been in such a multifaceted position in the culture in the industry as you have?
Oh man, I mean, I guess the first thing that comes to mind, there's probably a million things to be honest, because it's a forever changing game.
But you're going back like 10, 15 years, telling your new self, getting into it.
Yeah, if you don't have passion for the plant, you're gonna burn yourself out, because this is an industry that is not gonna get you rich overnight. You can throw as much money as you want into it, but it needs the culture in it, and it needs you dedicated to the plant more than money.
It doesn't just grow itself.
So that's what a lot of people thought. And as soon as you get in the industry for less than a year, no matter who the heck you are or how much money you got, you're gonna realize that it's not for the weak. And get you a team. Make sure you got a team. You can do nothing without a team. The one-man pony show is respectable, and that's where we all started at, and that's where it's natural to us from where we came from to be a one-man show, but it's definitely like you need a team to get where you're going if you're planning on entering the industry. Definitely.
Right on, man. So a couple quick ones here. What's your favorite way to smoke? To consume? The plant.
Flower, I would say bong loads.
Yeah?
Yeah, bong loads.
What about concentrates? Are you getting into that?
Yeah.
Dabs? Where you at with dabs?
I love dabbing, man. A terp slurper. That's probably, when I have the time for a terp slurper, that's what it is. we were just at another podcast. We're doing Fat Dabs, and they have this crazy double banger. You're gonna see it here in a little
Double
bit.
banger?
I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah,
Like 2 buckets?
It's a 2 bucket banger. Oh my god. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. You'll see it in a little bit. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I don't mind vape pens. I like rosin more than I like rosin, live resin, probably some some vape if I'm driving.
Is there anything you don't enjoy? Was there anything experienced?
Yeah,
throughout the time?
1,000 milligrams of edibles are not. That's purely medicinal. Like if you're gonna do that for fun,
Like if you've been up for a few days,
bro. Yeah. So I did 1,000 milligrams one time. Well, close to 1,000. I ate a RSO pill, and I flew on an airplane to the Philippines. So I was a little scared of flying, So I was like, damn, I'm about to hit it for like 14 hours in the flight. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna calm down. I'm gonna pop this RSO, which if you don't know what RSO is, pretty much pure THC oil. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to sleep.
Rick Simpson, that's
oil.
the stuff that cures it.
Yeah, so I did it thinking I'm going to go to sleep. Well, nah, I did not go to sleep. I got as high as you could possibly imagine and start
on a flight.
Just on the flight. Tripping.
Overseas.
It was bad.
RSO,
yeah. I did pass out eventually, thank God, but that was not fun.
Any movies? In-flight movie?
Oh, man, no movie was, it was not a fun time.
You were on the 420-mile club.
Yeah, it was definitely
the high mile club.
High, yeah. It was a different experience. Other than that, man, I haven't had too many other bad experiences with cannabis.
So any questions, anybody out there still curious about what's going on with the Farmers Cup, they can go to FarmersCupOfficial.com.
FarmersCupOfficial.com.
Also Instagram at FarmersCupOfficial.
At FarmersCupOfficial.
Anything else? Any other links needed?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of other ones on Instagram. I would say email info@FarmersCupOfficial. We have a phone number out there, 858-877-3238. You can always shoot us a text on there. Yeah, that's about it, man.
Right on, man. Man, you've been my long-time friend. I love you, bro.
Yeah, I love you too, bro.
I'm so glad to have you here on the podcast.
Thanks, brother. Yeah.
It's been a long time talking about this, right?
Hell yeah. Yeah, a long time, man.
From the trenches to now.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, before we leave, I just want to present to you a gift.
Okay.
Right, this is a gift card from Share T.
Oh shit!
Shout out to Lung over there. He's doing big things with Boba.
Damn, I love Boba.
He's
bro.
a figure in the Vietnamese community as well.
What's his name? Lung.
Lung.
That's what's up. Shout out Lung.
Share T.
Share T.
I know Mirror Mesa. I know you guys are loyal to your shops up there.
Yeah.
But check him out.
Where's this at? That's what's up. Shout out to Share T.
They're kind of all over.
Linda Vista.
Okay, I'm with it.
City,
I'm definitely pulling up.
San Marcos, Del Mar, and Escondido.
Yeah, Share T. All right.
All right, man. Before we call it a shot, before I call it a day, you got anything else to add, Jay?
That's about it, man. Just passion for this plant. Let's go till we can't no more, man, and support the community and support each other, bro. I appreciate you guys, man. Shout out to GQ. Shout out to Tommy. Shout out to everybody else on the click, man. And shout out to you, Hung.
Right on, man. Once again, that's Jay with the Farmers Cup, FarmersCupOfficial.com. And this is Hung Nasty concluding another episode of the Hired Podcast. Behind the scenes is the always high, never low, my partner in cannabis, the Tommy, like the gun.
Shout out, Tommy.
And we'll catch you on the next one.